The story begins with a tense phone conversation between Tommy and his brother about a contracting job. Later that night, a young girl named Sarah gives her father a birthday gift, a new watch. Their lighthearted exchange is interrupted by an urgent call from Uncle Tommy, but the phone cuts out before he can relay his message. Suddenly, there's commotion outside and reports of a mysterious infection spreading. The situation rapidly deteriorates as Sarah's father, Joel, rushes home. He's forced to shoot their infected neighbor, Jimmy. Joel, Sarah, and Tommy flee in a car, witnessing chaos and violence erupting around them. They encounter roadblocks and hordes of infected people. During their escape, they crash and have to continue on foot. Sarah is injured in the chaos. Joel carries Sarah as they run from the infected. They encounter a soldier who, despite their pleas for help, opens fire on them. Joel survives, but Sarah is fatally wounded. The heartbreaking scene of Sarah's death in Joel's arms marks a tragic turning point in the story. The story jumps forward in time. Joel and his partner Tess are now smugglers in a post-apocalyptic world. They discuss a deal gone wrong and learn that someone named Robert has double-crossed them. They decide to confront Robert and retrieve their stolen goods. Joel and Tess chase down Robert, who admits to selling their guns to the Fireflies. Before they can get more information, Tess kills Robert. They then encounter Marlene, the leader of the Fireflies, who offers them a deal: smuggle something out of the city in exchange for their guns back. The something turns out to be a young girl named Ellie. Marlene tasks Joel with escorting Ellie to a group of Fireflies waiting at the Capitol building. Despite Joel's reluctance, he agrees to the job. Ellie reveals she's 14 years old and has been under Marlene's care since her parents died. As Joel and Ellie wait for Tess, Ellie notices Joel's broken watch, the same one Sarah gave him years ago. The conversation reveals Joel's guarded nature and Ellie's curiosity about the outside world. When Tess returns, she confirms the Fireflies have their merchandise. They prepare to smuggle Ellie out of the quarantine zone, marking the beginning of their perilous journey. The protagonists are on a journey, hoping to find someone alive to pay them at their destination. They encounter a patrol and attempt to bribe the officers, but the situation quickly escalates into violence. It's revealed that one of them, Ellie, is infected, but she claims it happened 3 weeks ago, which is unusual as infection typically turns people within 2 days. The group is actually smuggling Ellie, who may be the key to finding a cure, to a group called the Fireflies. The group decides to continue their mission to deliver Ellie to the Fireflies, despite the risks. They navigate through a dangerous downtown area, working together to overcome obstacles. The journey is perilous, with infected individuals and other threats constantly lurking. Despite the challenges, they press on, determined to reach their destination. As they near their goal, tensions rise within the group. Tess reveals she's been infected, explaining her urgency to complete the mission. She insists that Joel take Ellie to Tommy, who might know where to find the Fireflies. Tess sacrifices herself to buy time for Joel and Ellie to escape from pursuing soldiers. Joel, initially reluctant, agrees to continue the mission, setting clear ground rules for Ellie about not discussing their pasts or her condition. Joel and Ellie head north to find Bill, someone who owes Joel favors and might be able to provide them with a car. They arrive in a town booby-trapped by Bill, narrowly avoiding danger. After a tense reunion, Bill agrees to help them acquire a car in exchange for assistance gathering necessary parts. The trio works together to navigate the treacherous town, fighting off infected and gathering supplies. While preparing for their mission, Bill expresses his concerns about Joel's decision to protect Ellie. He shares a personal story about losing someone he cared for, warning Joel about the dangers of forming attachments in their harsh world. Despite Bill's warnings, Joel remains committed to his promise to Tess. The group faces numerous challenges as they search for car parts, including encounters with various types of infected creatures. The group discovers that someone else had a similar idea about acquiring a vehicle. They find Bill's former partner, Frank, who had apparently chosen to end his life rather than turn into an infected. Despite setbacks, they manage to find a working battery and formulate a plan to start a truck. After an intense push to get the vehicle running while fending off infected, they successfully start the truck and prepare to leave Bill's town. As Joel and Ellie prepare to depart, Bill provides them with supplies for their journey. There's a moment of reconciliation between Joel and Bill, acknowledging the challenges they've faced together. With the truck running and supplies in hand, Joel and Ellie set off to continue their perilous journey, leaving Bill behind in his fortified town. The scene ends with a hint of the challenges that lie ahead for the unlikely duo. The scene opens with characters examining items found at Bill's place. They discuss a magazine, implying it contains adult content. One character jokingly claims the pages are stuck together, then admits to teasing. The conversation shifts as they prepare to depart, with one character instructing the other to put on a seatbelt. They encounter a man who appears to be injured, but decide not to help him, driving away instead. A tense situation unfolds as the characters are attacked. They engage in a firefight, with one character expressing shock at having shot someone. The more experienced character provides guidance, emphasizing the necessity of their actions for survival. They discuss the morality of the situation, with the younger character seeking validation for their role in the conflict. The older character acknowledges the difficulty of the situation, but stresses its unavoidability. The older character, Joel, teaches the younger one, Ellie, how to use a rifle. He provides detailed instructions on proper handling and shooting technique. Joel emphasizes the importance of making every shot count in dangerous situations. They reflect on a recent violent encounter, with Joel justifying their actions as self-defense. The scene shifts to overhearing a conversation about a group being killed by tourists, setting a tense atmosphere. The characters continue to navigate through dangerous territory, evading hostile groups. They encounter a pair of survivors, Henry and Sam, who initially mistake them for enemies. After a tense standoff, they realize they're not threats to each other. The group decides to join forces for safety, sharing information about their situations and plans. They discuss the possibility of escaping the city together, highlighting the advantages of cooperation in their harsh environment. The expanded group discusses their plans to escape the city, noting the guard patterns on a nearby bridge. They decide to attempt crossing at night when security is lighter. The conversation reveals that some members are searching for the Fireflies, a group rumored to be based in the West. They agree to meet at an abandoned military radio station outside the city, planning to leave that night. The escape plan is put into action, with the group moving quickly through dangerous areas. They encounter resistance and are forced to run and fight their way through. A tense moment occurs when they must jump from a high place, complicated by one character's inability to swim. The scene ends with a cliffhanger as they face a difficult decision under pressure. The group survives their ordeal and reflects on their experiences. There's tension over decisions made during their escape, but they ultimately reconcile, acknowledging the difficult choices they faced. They plan to search for supplies at a nearby radio tower. The conversation shifts to lighter topics, with characters sharing dreams and bonding over shared experiences, providing a moment of levity in their harsh reality. A heartfelt conversation occurs between two characters about their fears. They discuss being alone, the infected, and the concept of afterlife. This intimate moment allows for character development and strengthens their bond. The scene ends on a light-hearted note with the exchange of a gift, emphasizing the importance of finding moments of joy in their challenging world. A tragic turn of events occurs when Sam, one of the group members, turns into an infected. The situation quickly escalates, resulting in both Sam and Henry's deaths. This shocking development highlights the constant danger and emotional toll of their world. The scene then abruptly shifts to a new location, where the remaining characters encounter a settlement led by Tommy, Joel's brother. The characters are welcomed into Tommy's settlement, which boasts electricity and horses. This new environment offers a glimpse of normalcy and hope. Joel and Tommy have a private conversation where Joel reveals Ellie's immunity to the infection. They discuss the original plan to deliver Ellie to the Fireflies, a group they haven't encountered in years. The scene ends with uncertainty about their next steps, setting up potential conflicts and decisions to come. A tense conversation unfolds between two characters, with one requesting gear from the other. The requester argues it's for their cause, while the other claims their only cause now is family. There's reluctance to help, citing past care and survival. The exchange grows heated, with threats of violence. Suddenly, they're under attack, forcing them to defend themselves against bandits. The aftermath of an attack is described, with characters recounting their narrow escape. A dispute arises over a mission involving a lab, with one character insisting on going despite protests. The risks are acknowledged, but the mission is deemed necessary. Arrangements are made for the journey, including the use of horses. A young girl has taken a horse and left, causing concern. Two characters prepare to leave, leading to an argument about trust, loss, and protection. The girl expresses feeling abandoned by everyone except one person. The conversation is interrupted by the presence of others, forcing them to clear a house of threats. Plans change as characters decide who will undertake the journey to the University of Eastern Colorado. The location of the lab is described as being in the science building. The departing group says their goodbyes and sets off. Upon reaching their destination, they find no Fireflies present. A dying man reveals that the Fireflies have relocated to St. Mary's Hospital in Salt Lake City. The journey is interrupted by an attack, resulting in a serious injury to one of the main characters. The injured character is incapacitated, leaving the younger one to fend for herself. She encounters a group led by David, who offers to trade medicine for meat. A tense standoff ensues, with an exchange of goods arranged under careful watch. While waiting for the medicine, David attempts to build trust with the girl. A fight breaks out, with the girl proving her combat skills. David reveals knowledge of her past, hinting at a connection between their groups. The girl returns to care for her injured companion, administering the obtained medicine. She realizes they've been tracked and decides to lead the pursuers away. The girl is captured and engages in a tense dialogue with David. He attempts to convince her to join his group, but she remains defiant. The situation escalates, leading to violence. The other main character awakens and brutally interrogates David's men to find the girl's location. Meanwhile, the girl attempts to escape, revealing to David that she's infected. A chase ensues, culminating in a violent confrontation. The two main characters are reunited after the ordeal with David. They continue their journey to the hospital, reflecting on their experiences and the purpose of their mission. Upon reaching the hospital, they encounter the Fireflies. It's revealed that the girl is being prepared for surgery to develop a vaccine, but the procedure will be fatal. The man who brought her refuses to accept this, leading to a confrontation with the Fireflies. The situation escalates as the man refuses to let the surgery proceed, despite arguments about the greater good. He's ordered to be removed, with the implication that he will fight to prevent the girl's sacrifice. A tense confrontation unfolds as someone forcefully directs others to move, demanding they keep walking. The aggressor seeks the location of an operating room, which is revealed to be on the top floor at the far end. A pursuit ensues, with the target being cornered in a specific room. The situation escalates quickly, suggesting a high-stakes scenario with potential life-or-death consequences. The scene intensifies as the protagonist confronts a doctor who pleads for the safety of someone in their care. The doctor believes this person represents their future, but their pleas are abruptly silenced. A chaotic struggle ensues, with gunfire and urgent attempts to escape. The atmosphere is charged with danger and desperation, as the protagonist fights to protect or rescue someone of great importance to them. A moral dilemma unfolds as the antagonist argues against saving the person in question, painting a grim picture of their potential future. They suggest that a quick, painless end would be more merciful. The protagonist rejects this notion, insisting that the choice belongs to the individual being protected. The confrontation reaches a critical point, with the protagonist determined to escape with the person they're trying to save. The scene transitions to a more peaceful setting as two individuals embark on a journey through a picturesque landscape. The older of the two reflects on similar hikes taken in the past with Sarah, expressing a belief that Sarah and the younger companion would have been good friends. This moment of reflection provides a glimpse into the protagonist's past and the relationships that have shaped them. The younger companion, Ellie, shares a poignant story from her past in Boston. She recounts being bitten alongside her best friend Riley. Faced with the certainty of infection, they chose to wait it out together, planning to lose their minds in each other's company. Riley was the first to succumb, followed by Tess and Sam. This revelation provides insight into Ellie's traumatic experiences and the losses she's endured. The older companion responds to Ellie's story with empathy, emphasizing that the tragedies she's experienced are not her fault. He shares his own struggles with survival, stressing the importance of finding something to fight for. The conversation takes a serious turn as Ellie demands that her companion swear that everything he's said about the Fireflies is true. He solemnly swears, marking a significant moment of trust and honesty between them.